So hey all, hope everybody is hanging in there. Um, Hopefully a quick vlog. I'll try and keep it pretty as short as possible today. Writing news, got a lot of irons in the fire, as they say. I'm trying to get back to my usual pattern, but I kind of got off of it for a little bit because since I got back from Portland, I've kind of been working on a couple of things. I do need to get back to working on the lesbian story or the gender feel story or any of those other things. But right now I've been kind of working on a couple of short stories because I got it into my head that I had almost enough winterfall shorts in order to be able to make a collection. So I've been trying to work on completing enough stories to finish that because my magic number is 12, and I like to try and have that many when I release a collection of something. Um, so it's going to be like a bunch of short stories to take place before, during, and after the first book, or at least I think mostly before and after. I don't really remember if any of them are set during, but suffice it to say that it'll probably be a companion-ish to the second book. Because during the course of various goings on, I was just trying to write, what gaps can I fill in that aren't covered by the first book, and I can't get too close to the second book because there's a lot of stuff that, until the second book actually comes out, is off limits for the time being. Um, because I don't want to spoil anything or give anything away. But let's see, what else am I working on? Oh yes, I have a couple of ideas that I'm kind of developing. I do need to start developing some more ideas because I think, at least for the moment, I've gotten as far in my publishing efforts as I can until I reach the next stage where I either have a cover for the Werewolf Project or one of the other things is ready to be put into the publishing phase. But right now we're not there yet. So it's kind of going to be, at least for a little while, I'm going to be working on outlining and working on developing some additional future concepts and see what works out sooner rather than later, and we'll see what happens. Because I have a lot of big plans, a lot of things that I want to try and get together sooner or later. When and in what order is kind of a little bit flexible right now, but it really just depends. Because I want to try and get like Lauren's story started. I want to try and get another Blue Moon out because it's been way too long for me to release anything in that series. But at least you have the anthology coming, so there's that. Um, but writing news, it's not super solid right now because there's a lot of things in flux. Uh, TF Publishing has put out an anthology call for mermaid-based stories. So I'm right now contemplating if I have anything that I can put together for that. I don't know. I do have a mermaid character, and I have worked on some mermaid stories, but they've also kind of been a little bit in flux. So for the time being, I'm planning on keeping them as part of canon when I get that resituated. But at least for the time being, it somewhat limits what I can do. Plus, I want to make sure that it adheres to the concept of the call if I end up having the time and motivation and a good enough idea to go with the concept. Let's see, video news today. I'm going to do the vlog. It's probably all the video I'm going to be shooting today. And I'm going to be working on audio recordings for the next batch of book reviews. So it'll be a lot of audio work. And hopefully, maybe today I might even finish early because I just have to do some audio recordings for some pre-written scripts and then see where we end up from there. Um, let's see, books I'm reading. I have kind of narrowed it back down to a more manageable level because trying to read like 8 books at once was a little bit nuts. But I am working on Remnant's Hope by Hugo Jackson, which so far has been pretty good. Um, it's a bunch of shorts that are sort of filling in gaps in his Resonance series, which I've always enjoyed. Sometimes I've had some things that I think could have played better, but by and large, it's a good series that I do recommend. Reading Guilty Pleasures because the first Anita Blake book, because I'd read it years ago and I was trying to reread it to see how it holds up after all this time. And so far it's like I kind of remember a little bit of it, but it's like I don't really know if it's going to be my series and I'm going to want to read the whole series over again. So, we'll see. But I intend to read at least this one and give it a review and just see how it hits me now. Um, I have put The Big Bad Wolf on hold. I do intend to finish it at some point, but it's just like I want to really pay attention to it. And at least when the chapters that I started, aren't hugely like plot involved, so I'm kind of just letting it sit for now. Um, I'm reading Ring of Fire, which is the next Strange New Worlds book by David Mack. David Mack, as you all might know if you watch me for any length of time, he's one of my favorite non-furry authors, and he consistently writes spectacular Star Trek books. So if you're a fan of Star Trek novels, read David Mack. Any of his books, they're absolutely solid. Um, let's see. Oh, I'm also reading Trader by Jay Coates. Um, Second book in the Starret series. I've been waiting to read this one for a while. I had kind of put it off a little bit because I was reading Dragon Soul first because it was a new release. So it was like a really good book. It was short, but now as a result, I'm sort of tweaking my rule of not reading the same author two books in a row. So I'm reading Trader right after Dragon Soul. So we'll see how that pans out. So far, it's been a good book, and when I finish it, I'll probably go back to either to Rucus maybe or something, because I have the next 16 books I'm going to be reading lined up on my shelf, so I've got quite a bit to keep me occupied for a while. And I mean, at least for the time being, anyway, I think I'm gonna, try and do that. Like, keep it to 3 or 4 books at most, and then just see, keep just going through it. A couple of furry books, a non-furry book, or something, and just kind of keep reading through, doing reviews as I go. Um, Games I'm playing, I have kind of been trying to get back into a little bit more of a little bit of a variety. But I've been playing Trails in the Sky first chapter. I've been getting back into Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart because I wanted to replay that again. I played it last in 2023, and it was probably my favorite in the series because I'm a huge Rivet fan. I need to get back to playing Final Fantasy 2. No, not Final Fantasy 2. Frostpunk 2 and Final Fantasy Tactics. And I do still need to get back into Final Fantasy Online and a bunch of the online games. So it's like I do need to kind of get back into the online games to actually play some of the other ones and not just STO. Because I really do want to play more for Final Fantasy 14, more ESO, and Fallout 76, and a bunch of other ones. It's just there's always so many games and so little time. Um, but in Patreon news, it's like I do need to get another story prepared for release. I need to check and see if I have one scheduled yet or not, because I do need to, I have more work that I can release regularly through there, and I do want to release some there so that at least y'all get like some early sneak peeks of stuff. But I guess that's it for now. Like I said, short vlog today. I'm going to do some recordings for some book reviews, and then we will see what happens from there. Catch y'all later. If you like post-apocalyptic fiction, polar bears, and adventure, check out my newest release, Winterfall, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. And don't forget about my werewolf novel, Blue Moon.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. Zebra hugs!